Jesus' teachings on love are profound and multifaceted, encompassing not only our relationships with others but also our relationship with ourselves and our families. While the concept of self-love may seem modern, Jesus' teachings laid the foundation for understanding the importance of loving oneself and one's family. In this essay, we will explore how Jesus taught us to love ourselves and our families, and how his teachings can be applied in our daily lives. One of the most significant ways Jesus taught us to love ourselves is by emphasizing our worth and value as children of God. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world," Matthew 5:14. This statement affirms our identity and purpose, reminding us that we are loved and valued by God, regardless of our circumstances or accomplishments. By recognizing our inherent worth, we can begin to love and accept ourselves, flaws and all. Jesus' teachings encourage us to move beyond self-criticism and self-doubt, embracing our unique strengths and weaknesses as part of our divine design. Jesus also taught us to love ourselves by prioritizing self-care and rest. In the Gospel of Mark, we read that Jesus often withdrew to solitary places to pray and rest, Mark 1:35-6:31. This example shows us that taking care of our physical, emotional, and spiritual needs is essential to living a healthy and balanced life. By prioritizing self-care, we can recharge and refocus, becoming more loving and compassionate towards ourselves and others. Jesus' teachings on rest and self-care remind us that loving ourselves is not selfish, but rather necessary for living a life of love and service to others. In addition to teaching us to love ourselves, Jesus also taught us to love our families. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says, "Love your neighbor as yourself," Matthew 22:39. While this commandment is often applied to our relationships with strangers and acquaintances, it also applies to our relationships with family members. Jesus' teachings encourage us to prioritize love, forgiveness, and compassion in our family relationships, recognizing that our families are a primary context for practicing love and discipleship. By loving our families, we can create a culture of acceptance, support, and belonging, reflecting the love and care of God. Jesus' teachings on family love are also evident in his interactions with his own family. In the Gospel of John, we read that Jesus' mother, Mary, asks him to help at a wedding in Cana, John 2:1-11. Jesus' response, while seemingly hesitant, ultimately demonstrates his love and care for his family. By performing his first miracle at the wedding, Jesus shows us that family relationships are important and worthy of our attention and care. Jesus' example teaches us to prioritize our family relationships, recognizing that they're a vital part of our lives and our spiritual journeys. Furthermore, Jesus' teachings on love and family are rooted in his understanding of God's love for humanity. In the Gospel of John, Jesus says, "As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you," John 15:9. This statement reveals the depth of God's love for Jesus, and by extension, for all humanity. Jesus' teachings encourage us to experience and express God's love in our families, recognizing that our relationships with each other are a reflection of God's love for us. By loving our families, we can participate in God's larger plan of redemption and love, bringing hope and healing to a world in need. In conclusion, Jesus' teachings offer a profound and nuanced understanding of how to love ourselves and our families. By affirming our worth, prioritizing self-care, and loving our families, we can reflect the love and care of God in our daily lives. Jesus' example shows us that loving ourselves and our families is not selfish, but rather necessary for living a life of love, service, and discipleship. As we seek to follow Jesus' teachings, may we prioritize love, forgiveness, and compassion in all our relationships, recognizing that we are loved and valued by God, and that our families are a vital part of our spiritual journeys.